Well, someone who knows exactly how Sochi has changed since it was awarded this Winter Olympics 7 years ago as the four-time tennis Grand Slam champion, Maria Sharapova. Thank you so much for your time. You lived here as a youngster.
I did.
How different is it today to how you remember it when you were growing up here?
Yeah, well, many things have changed in the last 20 years or so, and obviously quite recently with the announcement of the Olympics coming here. It's been such an incredible turnaround in just a few years, and I was personally here about a year ago, and just driving from the airport to the city center, I couldn't believe the amount of construction going on. Tunnels were not ready at that point. The stadiums were still not finished. So, I was quite worried for a little bit of time, but then I arrived just a few days ago, and I saw everything come together where the roads are clean, the city's beautiful, and it's just been an incredible addition to what has been part of our history for a really long time.
And give us a sense from you wandering around, people you've spoken to, what does it mean to Russia? What does it mean to Russian sport to host these games?
The Olympics have been part of our culture for so many years, and as an athlete I remember watching Olympics on television more than any other Grand Slam or any other event going on in the world. It just means so much for our nation, and I got to experience that type of feeling firsthand at the London Summer Games, where it was my first Olympic experience, and I really saw how a nation just came together and supporting not just theirs but all the athletes, because it's such a unified event, and for it to be here means so much because I spent so much of my childhood here.
I must ask you, there have been a number of negative stories.
Right.
How does it make you feel as somebody who grew up here to hear the stories of treatment of homosexuals, of sports people coming here to compete,
Right.
fearing for their safety?
Right. Yeah, there's certainly been a lot of questions, but like leading up to every huge Olympic Games, it's an incredible and it's a very big event, and there's always going to be questions, there's always going to be doubts, and I certainly had my doubts because I've been reading a lot about the city itself in the last few months. I've been reading a lot of journalism and media and watching television. I've seen how everything has come together, but once I arrived I knew that all the athletes will feel extremely safe. The security has been tough, but in a very safe way, in safe manners, and as an athlete in the Summer Games, I really appreciate that. I think that's extremely important. I think we all expect that type of safety.
You say you had your doubts. What were the biggest concerns for you?
Well, one, for many years we were hearing whether everything would be ready or not, whether the rail stations would be ready, how were the athletes going to go up to the mountains, from the Olympic Park. So all those questions just raised a lot of concerns, and once I got here, I realized that everything would be all right.
Do you think the perception of Russia matches the reality?
I think every nation is different and everyone's perception is different, and that's why I'm so happy that everyone has a chance to come here and really visit the true meaning of the city, because it's down to its core, it's a very beautiful city that is so full of nature, and it's such a unique opportunity for someone to be able to swim in the Black Sea in a single day and then drive up to the mountains about an hour and be able to ski on some of the best slopes in the world. And that is the type of experience that we want to share with everyone that comes here.
And in terms of the games, are there any events you're particularly excited about seeing?
Well, figure skating and hockey growing up were very big sports. Tennis was not even on the map, so I grew up watching those and wishing maybe one day I'd be a figure skater, so I hope that I'll be able to have a chance to watch that sport.
Let me put this to you. Men's ice hockey final, Russia versus USA. Where do your loyalties lie?
In my home country, for sure. I'm rooting for the Russians.
Brilliant. Maria Sharapova, thank you very much. The countdown here in Sochi continues. The opening ceremony gets underway, of course, on Friday. This is Amanda Davis in Sochi for CNN.